Good morning and welcome to this meeting of the Vale of White Horses General Licence Committee. I'm Councillor Ron Batstone and I will be chairing this meeting. This meeting is being held at our office in Abbey House, Abingdon. Councillors wish to ask a question or participate in the debate, please raise your hand. I won't go through the evacuation procedure because I think everybody here knows it. The door is just outside. Please can everybody ensure their mobile telephones and any other devices are switched off during the meeting. When the meeting is ended, I will ask for confirmation that the live stream has ended. Do we have apologies for absence?
Yes, Chair, we have apologies from Councillors Kira Bentley, Patrick O'Leary and Bethel Thomas.
Thank you. The committee is asked to adopt and agree for me to sign as a correct record the minutes of the committee meeting on 16th of December 2024. Please could I have a proposer to adopt them as a correct record? Councillor Gover.
Yeah, I propose we adopt the minutes.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Shaw. Can we have a vote? Order.
Lovely, thank you.
Agreed. Do we have any declarations of interest? And I have no items of urgent business. So can I ask officers to update us on the joint street trading policy?
Thank you. Yes, so the purpose of this report today is to bring before you the results of our consultation on our revised joint street trading policy and for you to approve the new policy subject to any further amendments you may wish to make. As you'll see from the report, we received 49 responses to the consultation and there was broad agreement or broad support for the proposed changes. In section 9 of the report, we've detailed some changes we've made to the policy as a result of the comments that we received. In the main, these seek to clarify matters rather than significantly changing the policy any further. We propose to implement the new policy from the 1st of April 2025. This gives us time to amend our forms, produce some guidance, in particular on the sustainability aspects, and also to liaise with any existing consent holders so they're clear on the changes and what they'll need to do next time around when they apply. There's no further updates to the report. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Councillor Go.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, not a question, probably kind of a comment. Just because I'm just in my version of the report, just there are some problems with numbering. Just it feels like just if you look at the delegation of functions, and then just it's like 5.4, then special temporary events. So it's kind of just like jumping then 8 and 11, then 10.
So those are the sections in the policy.
Okay.
That's not numbering for the report. Sorry if that wasn't clear. That's my fault. So yeah, those are the sections within the policy itself, so that you could go and look if you wanted to see if that was changed. Sorry.
Thank you.
Councillor Barrow.
I've got a couple of questions, but one, and I couldn't remember where it wasn't in the policy, but there are a couple of sort of conditions. You debar people if they have not criminal conviction, but if they're, I think, inappropriate things. And I wonder what you meant by inappropriate. If you could have a definition.
Look at the annex. It's one of the annexes at the end of the policy. So just scroll down. So we've given some guidelines at Annex 3, which is page 75 of your agenda, so right at the very bottom. We've talked about looking at protecting the public, so we're just making sure that the people who are authorised to be street traders are suitable.
Yeah.
We have said that where they've been convicted of relevant offences, and we haven't gone into any detail at this point,
Okay.
we would probably take a similar view, seeking agreement with Diane here, but things like people who've been convicted of offences of violence, offences involving safeguarding matters, the sorts of things that would make them unsuitable to be dealing with lone children who might come to their van to buy food, basically. So
fraud or
so-
anything like that, fraud.
I wouldn't have really thought fraud in particular.
No, it'd be more
safeguarding type stuff. Yeah, so not motoring offences like a taxi driver, that would be different again. So it's more along the lines of violence. safeguarding.
Can I ask another one as well? So with so I sit on Hodgkin, and we're very concerned about shops and so on and so forth that are quite close to schools and producing selling food, cheap food and poor food and so on and so forth. Is there anything relevant to that in here as well? I mean, I couldn't think of it, but is it something that needs to be taken into account?
So we have a specific condition that vehicles must not trade or park within 100 metres of any entrance to any educational establishment.
Yeah.
And we talk about them not, and that's sort of within the school day. I think it's 8 till 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
There was a comment in the consultation about sort of extending that a little bit. But
Okay. I mean, I was thinking one of the comment I made that could be extended 200 metres or something like that. But 100 metres not very far away. The kids just walk across them.
It's from the perimeter of the
right
school.
from the perimeter,
But
not from the front entrance. So we would look,
So it's,
right at the edge of the school site and then go that far. So
yes, I mean, we did consider that comment, but because we hadn't consulted on it, we didn't think it was
appropriate to really include it
at this stage.
I think there may be a knock-on effect if there are already existing traders as well within that distance from a site. I think we do get the odd complaint about generally ice cream vans parking too close to schools, and so they do get warnings where they do breach that condition. I think we recognise that we also look at locations in a whole as well and think, that specific site, it is quite close to a school. It probably wouldn't be suitable for somebody trading there until 6 o'clock at night because of the parking in the general area. So so it doesn't necessarily need to be within our conditions. It can also be something that we'll consider when people might comment on a location when we do a consultation. So if you do see a consultation as a ward member and you think, I don't think that's a good idea because of where the school is, then please say so. You're the ones who know your areas best.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Councillor Skinner.
I had a couple of questions on relating to things that have already been raised. In 11.6, which is near the beginning, so I'm not sure what on that page 20 something. You mention a basic disclosure and borrowing service certificate. 2 points really. One certificate for the applicant won't cover anybody that's working there. But
No,
I would
that's
have
right.
thought was possibly more to the point. And I mean, I wonder whether it's really worth asking for that. It just seems a bit bureaucratic to me. You could simply ask for a declaration.
That is an alternative.
I mean, is this new? Sorry, is this a new thing?
That is a new requirement, and that sort of it ties in with the suitability guidance that we've put in Annex 3 because obviously we would need to know if there are any relevant offences on that DBS in order to consider them against Annex 3. The danger of a declaration is if somebody is absolutely desperate to work, unfortunately, we do come across it in various areas of licensing. People do make false declarations, unfortunately.
Oh, yes.
So I think a basic disclosure from memory is about £20. I can double check that if you like. It takes. I think it comes through instantly nowadays. I think because they are looking for just live convictions,
Okay,
so
well,
they don't take a huge amount of time. Enhanced disclosures do take a lot longer. They can take weeks.
Okay, I just wanted to raise it, and we don't want to add bureaucracy if it's not necessary. Does it really do the job? If we're only asking it for the applicant, why are we not also asking it for people that work there?
So
and I understand that in Oxford, people that are working also have to be declared, and I couldn't find any reference here to any restriction. I mean, it simply says the applicant may employ other persons, and there's nothing about the other person. So in a way, it's just kind of false security. We say we ask for a DBS, but actually, unless it's a sole trader who doesn't employ anybody, we don't.
So the one thing I'd say is we're trying to sort of balance a little bit the risk here. We don't want to go over the top and ask for basic DBSs from everybody. There is a specific part within the law that says that he can employ persons, so a street trader can employ persons to work with him without needing further permissions. So we do only generally look at the applicant. The applicant also is required to be there. They're the one who is meant to be doing the trading. I think this is something that did come up last night, and I think it's worth making the point that the trader is required to be the person working on the vehicle. They can't have whole host of vehicles and have different people working in them. That's not how street trading works. So they would have to be there, and at least we'd then have some security.
There'd always be somebody with a
that there's
DBS.
somebody there who is appropriately been checked.
Okay, well, that's interesting because there was a specific incident in Oxford where the inspector found people working on the vehicle who hadn't been declared. I can't say whether as you say, so you're quite clear that there is no requirement for them to declare people working.
There's no requirement for them to have a separate permission. There's not like they don't need an assistance badge or something like that. So yeah, that's I can find the section of law if you at the end, if you like. I can.
But they're not required to tell us who else works on the van.
Not at present. We could ask for that information, but
okay.
Yeah, we could ask for it, but they wouldn't get an actual separate license.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so then my point is, in Oxford, they also ask for the names of people working on the van to be declared. I don't know whether they find that. I mean, well, as I say, in this case, they found that they hadn't been declared. And in all cases where somebody isn't conforming to fairly straightforward rules, then you have to ask what else is going on. I would also suggest that actually when you're talking about DBS, and again, I would have thought both money laundering and drug trafficking were things to be looked at.
Yeah, drugs offences, I would 100% agree.
Yeah.
And are they covered by DBS?
Sorry, would they
Are they covered by the DBS?
A basic DBS will show all live convictions. It won't include spent convictions, but we're not allowed to ask for an enhanced DBS for street traders. The basic is the only thing we can do.
So money. So those will be covered by this.
Yeah, if they are still live
Since I've got one, I ought to know, but then I've failed to get anything recorded on it so far. So. All right, thank you. I think that was. Oh no, I did have one other thing. I think in Annex 1, paragraph 11, which is about the vehicle, I would make that again because of some experience I have with Oxford. I would make that broader. You're asking for, again, in Oxford, I think the requirement is that the vehicle complies with all applicable laws. And for example, if it's a heavy goods vehicle, it's required to have a registered operating centre, which is something that our planning people know nothing about, because they have allowed, well, it doesn't matter. So I seriously suggest that a sentence like that should be added to that paragraph. The vehicle should comply with all relevant
legislation
laws. Yes.
Yeah. Do that.
We can do that. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite straightforward. That's quite similar to another paragraph where we talk about the food hygiene regulation.
Yes.
We thought we captured everything in there, but yes, that's absolutely fine.
Well, this is apparently quite obscure, but highly relevant.
Yeah, no, useful to know. Thank you.
Councillor Forder.
Forgive me if I've asked this before, but I know a concern of some of my councillor colleagues has been situations where pubs have been taken over which want to provide food, which haven't got the infrastructure to provide food outside. And I just wanted to receive information from your assurance about how this matter has been dealt with in this policy.
So what we've done here in this version of policy is to actually clarify how we deal with those types of applications. We do have now a number of sites where they get different traders in on different days of the week. So the way we do that is doing one consultation for all of the sites in one go. And you might see this as ward council, so you might see consultations for a number of different sites at the same time. And then once they've all gone through that process and it's been deemed suitable or not, then we can issue future consents to different traders for the same site without needing to do another consultation. The same conditions as per the other traders would just be applied, basically. So that removes the need for the consultation, which therefore means they don't have to pay a consultation fee, which is
So streamline the system.
Yes,
as
yes,
we
yeah.
mentioned.
It's what we were already doing, but
Was it
we've written it
clear
down
now?
now.
Fine,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, let's hope that works well. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Do I have any further questions? In that case, can I suggest that we consider the resolution to consider the results of the consultation at Appendix C and subject to any further amendments, and we've had one recommended, approve the revised street trading policy at Appendix D. Do I have a proposal for that?
We'll just check that everyone's happy with the amendment and then.
Yes, everybody,
Yeah.
you're happy with the amendment as proposed by.
That have
Just written that down. So
Yeah.
we'll incorporate that.
Yeah, and then you can go ahead and vote on the amendment.
Can we then vote on the, I have a proposer, Councillor Skinner, and a seconder, Councillor Barrow.
Lovely.
Can we have a vote on this resolution? Thank you, the resolution is passed,
Lovely.
and I think we can now close the meeting, so.
Get your wish.
15 minutes.
Thank you, Bertie. Can you stop the broadcast, please?
Thank you, everyone.
Minutes.
Well done.
Thank you.